Sat down with his 6-year-old daughter, Gianna, her mother, Roxie Williams, his friend and former NBA player, Steven Jackson, and their attorney, Chris Stewart. They told me he moved from Houston to Minneapolis to try and find work and provide for his family, a family they say he was very much involved in. And so I asked the mother how she even began to try and explain to 6-year-old Gianna what had happened to her father. And she says at first she couldn't.
She was standing by the door and she said, Mama, something going on with my family. And I say, why you say that? She said, because I hear them saying my daddy's name on TV. She wanted to know how he died. And the only thing that I can tell her is he couldn't breathe.
We have to get convictions. That's what we're talking about. We have to get convictions. These tears are from real pain, you know, and the only way they're going to stop is these convictions.
If just accountability, a cop hurts somebody, he gets arrested, not just fired. They should also fear going to jail instead of being able to just transfer to another county. Because that's what happens. They get fired from one, they go work in another.
Now, Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, who's leading this investigation, has said it won't be long now before they take proper and deliberate action. And the family attorney, Benjamin Crump, has said they expect to see charges against the other officers before George Floyd is laid to rest early next week. But let's remember, these protests that we have seen aren't just about Floyd. It's about trying to change policing culture as a whole. And it's part of why the Minnesota Department of Human Rights has launched an investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department to look into their practices over the past 10 years and examine just that. And this comes as a series of memorials is set to begin for Floyd starting tomorrow, leading up to the funeral on Tuesday. And while I personally did not hear a lot from Gianna in the interview as we sat down, this is how she's remembering her father.
That's right, Daddy changed the world.
He did what?
Daddy changed the world.
Daddy changed the world.
And the first of those memorials is set to begin tomorrow here in Minneapolis for her dad, who changed the world. John?
Daddy changed the world. I'm sure Gianna would much rather have her father alive right now, though, than even everything that's happened since. Omar, reminded from your report of a few things. Number one, what this all is about still. It's about justice. It's about equal justice for all Americans. I think that can be lost as we see some of the demonstrations and destruction over the last few nights. Secondly, first of all, Minneapolis has been peaceful the last few nights, and we need to be reminded of that. Where you have seen instances of looting is in other areas around the country. Minneapolis largely peaceful. And finally, Omar, as we see you with the mask, there's a pandemic still going on. So thank you for all the work you're doing in really incredible conditions. Appreciate it. We'll check back in with you in a little bit.